It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday. It takes a village to tackle the animal situation on our island. Hi everyone, I'm Yantolu, and this is my dog Winston. I also have a rescue cat, and if we're lucky enough, she'll make an appearance. Animal foundations, along with other stakeholders on the island, have come together to better the dog and cat situation in Aruba. It's a busy morning here at AWA, which stands for the Animal Welfare Alliance Aruba. AWA was established during COVID when a few animal foundations decided to join forces to try and alleviate the overpopulation of animals on the island. AWA is a low-cost spay and neuter clinic that caters to families with pets in low-income neighborhoods. The mission is made up of volunteers. During our visit here today, you'll see representatives from multiple animal foundations. You'll also see a number of volunteers along with government stakeholders who are all hands on deck for the betterment of the island's pets and animals. People from all parts of animal welfare make up the team that makes AWA possible, from dog trappers to veterinarians or educators and more. Diane is from Sgt. Pepper's, who is also part of AWA. She rattles off just a few of the key stakeholders helping out.
The last half year, Stichting Dogs and Cats has been a great part of our team because they catch most of our cats, and that means that Chuck with the Criollo trappers can focus mostly on the dogs. And we also added the education and awareness part. So for example, Snoop Doggy is here now with the booklets. 2 of our vets, local vets, are joining too with the awareness parts with flyers and banners. Xavier University, the veterinary school, has also joined. So the last week there we had a lot of the vet students helping out here too, medical and veterinary students. So yeah, I think every week we're growing. And you know, I think it's good that more foundations on the island see the importance now of what we've been doing, and they're coming up with ideas too to make a bigger impact, and I think that's great.
It truly takes a village to tackle the animal situation on the island. More importantly, there seems to be increased involvement from many members of the local community who want to roll up their sleeves to help.
We work together fluently because we all do our part, and we all have our things that we're good at. And for me, what is very important to see that there's more interest now within Aruba. So there's more interest from the government. We have a few other small foundations, like for example, Snoop Doggy, who focus on the education part. We are joining in now, for example, presentations at school. You know, we do a combination of AWA, Sgt. Pepper, and the booklet for the kids. So I think that for me, that it even gives like a little, like a positive like vibe that we're growing. And I think the more people see it, the more people see what would be the end goal.
The Minister of Nature, Ursula Adens, recently visited AWA to help promote the message of spaying and neutering. Beyond the visit from the Ministry of Nature team, for the first time ever, the public entity made a very valuable contribution.
We have received a donation for microchips for the first time from the government, so that is really nice, because we microchip all our animals, and already since last year the vets got microchips from the government, and they could give them to people for a low price of 25 florins, and now we also got our first batch to give, so it saves us to buy microchips, so that's great.
Let's meet some of the people who are making it all happen at the Spaying and Neutering Low-Cost Clinic. First, we have Criollo Trappers Aruba. Their job is to trap owned pets and street animals to get spayed and neutered. Everyone helping out with AWA's mission are all reaching for the same goal.
The end result, that we have less dogs in the street. That's my only motivation, is to get the numbers down so we have less, that we have more happy dogs and less of those very sad dogs nobody loves, nobody misses, they have no name, there's nothing. They come and they go and there's nothing. And that is what we want. We want to avoid the babies to have, that they have to suffer as their parents did, and by not being born.
Jacqueline put it very simply. All these foundations working with each other need each other in order to complete the mission.
I love to work together. None of us can do it alone, but we don't want to be, I don't want to do their job, and they don't want to do my job, but we like to work together.
Next up, we have Snoop Doggy, who focuses on educating children about our animals. Tell me why it's important to start the education young when it comes to animals.
Well, I think the people of my age are not going to change their behavior, so we have to start somewhere. And I think the youth is the future. And yeah, that's why we start with telling the children how to take care of their pets.
What kind of things are in the booklet?
Well, it starts with the adoption part. So the family adopt a dog. Then they bring the mom to the vet to get her spayed at least. They build him a home.
Snoop Doggy has a booklet that they give to children. Esther shares a few messages from the book.
Run away and get hit by a car. Buy some nice things like a leash and a collar. Make sure he doesn't get any ticks and fleas.
The core message that Snoop Doggy has for children is that pets are family.
Celebrate Christmas with him, but make sure that there are dog cookies underneath.
Natalie Ventura is from Centro Control de Cacho. The government is also actively involved with this meaningful initiative.
We work with AWA in this similar case because we want the people to avoid getting themselves in trouble, getting the dogs spayed and neutered. If there's other issues that we can help ourselves with, we do that. We believe in working together is going to be the only solution for our island.
We even have a student volunteer who wrote her thesis on the overpopulation of animals on the island. Here is her perspective.
To me, it is very great because if everyone unites, then you can do more together, and we don't have a lot of people. So we already struggle with little hands, but working together, really, we can make a difference.
Diane has been helping animals on the island for a long time. She says she sees an increased level of interest from various foundations and stakeholders who are willing to help out. She is positive about the future. She also says the messaging of sad sob stories about the animals are done. It's time to show the community the life that they can actually have with animals.
We're working on banners now on different roundabouts. You know, the more people see this is what we want to do. Like have a dog, be with a family, people cuddling their cats. Like that's what we need to focus on. We passed that age of showing like sad stuff. We need to show what is the goal. And I think by this, to me, I think I'm very positive now that we're going to make it happen.
Can you name a scenario where you pay money and give up valuable vacation days to work? Well, oftentimes that is what is happening with the overseas vets that's working with AWA. Our friends from the US are stepping up and contributing to the dog and cat situation on this island.
We have one thing in common: we love the animals and we want to do good for them.
The we that Mercedes is referring to includes all the volunteers who are part of AWA, which stands for Animal Welfare Alliance, Aruba.
So every day we work with around, I think it's 12 to 15 people, all volunteers. So the money that we get donated purely is for the drugs. And with the drugs we sterilize. And for us, the cost price of sterilization is around 25 florins. So it's a very low price, and we can maintain that because of all our volunteers.
Many of the dedicated volunteers of AWA are local, but what caught my attention were the veterinarians who came from the United States. They pay for their own flights and take vacation days from their jobs to come to Aruba, not to lay on the beach, but to help address the animal situation on our island. So I heard something pretty amazing, that you guys volunteer to come here.
Yes.
You pay for your own flight.
Yep.
And you take vacation days.
Yes.
To basically come and work.
Yes.
Why do you do that? I think that's quite a sacrifice. So why are you helping out Aruba?
Well, animal lovers, and we just can't see the animal on the street and the dogs, just make sure that, you know, the populations are controlled and their life expectancy is not a year but 10.
Meet Marie. She is a shelter vet back home in the United States. She is a high-volume vet contributing to our island's spay and neuter initiative. Simply through word of mouth, she was connected with Mercedes and AWA.
Last year, a friend of mine was traveling for 3 months from islands to islands all around here, and she had volunteered a couple other places, and then she talked to Mercedes, and then she realized that she was not able to do multiple surgeries a day, so she asked me to come, and I said sure. So I came down with her. She's a colleague from vet school, and then this year I brought my spay-neuter assistants with me, so we can make the biggest difference we can in the short amount of time.
High-volume vets are very valuable, especially when it comes to the overpopulation situation in Aruba. Here's why.
High volume vets are fast, so we can work with the anesthesia protocol we have here. It will not last for 2 hours. So that's one thing. When we're high volume too, we have less complication, just because by definition we've done so many surgeries of the same. And then of course we can do 30, 40 surgeries a day versus 10. So we can really make a big difference, you know, and get all the volunteers on board and really make a big difference.
Mercedes says her and her team are incredibly grateful for the partnership with the experienced overseas vets.
I think they want to do good and they help us. And they see that we have an issue in Aruba and they just want to donate their time to make it a better place for the animals, for the dogs and the cats. And I think they maybe also like to work with us because we have a nice setup, and yeah, we have vets that are coming here for the 3rd or the 4th time already within 1.5 years, so that's quite special.
Marie is a shelter vet at home, and she is also in the process of opening up a nonprofit veterinarian hospital in the States. The volunteer work she is doing with AWA is unique to our island. She isn't currently volunteering like this anywhere else, so we are tremendously lucky to have her. Besides encouraging our community to spay and neuter, she has another important message.
You know, just spay and neuter as many animals and also change mentalities. We had a server yesterday and he had a male dog, so we talked to him about getting him neutered, and it was a no-go, you know, because it's a male dog and you cannot get him neutered because it's, you know, the macho mentality. So I think changing minds and spay and neuter, if you do those two together, you can make a big difference.
In addition to lending her time and valuable experience to the animals of Aruba, Marie also kept one more dog off our streets.
And I have to tell you something. Last time I was here, I took a dog back home with me. It's my favorite story of Aruba. So I took a little dog. We named him Douchey, but at home it's not a very good name. So I renamed him Kashi. So Kashi is home right now with the pet sitter, waiting for me to come back. And I told him I would not bring anybody back this time, but I'm looking at the kitties and I don't know.
It takes a village to alleviate the animal situation in Aruba. The efforts from our hard-working volunteers are commendable. Mercedes is dedicated full-time to the mission of spaying and neutering cats and dogs on our island. She is passionate about what she does and believes in what she is doing.
Number one, I think, if you walk on the streets here and you see the problem, and those dogs you know, they're nice and friendly, but they're getting beaten up, thrown by rocks. I mean, they walk on their cars. They're full of ticks. They cannot help that. I mean, it's us that created that issue, and we also, as people, we need to change that. So we need to give them a better future.
It's great to see that AWA does have a great relationship with the overseas vets. And of course, AWA does their part as well. They contribute to the vets' meals, accommodations, and other needs. Now, there is so much work happening in this space when it comes to our animals that the only message for our local community is to be responsible pet owners and to make sure to spay and neuter your pets. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, so make sure to type in Our Home, Your Holiday to check us out there. Signing off right here in my home with Winston, I'm Yanto Liu. We'll see you next time.